Love isn't always simple, and passion often comes at a price. Welcome to Intrigue Romance, where secrets, betrayal, and forbidden desires collide. Tonight, we take you into a story you won't forget, where love is never what it seems. Emma had been married to David for over a decade, and in that time, their relationship had slowly faded into a quiet, predictable routine. At first, she had mistaken David's reliability for love, but over the years, she realized that reliability without affection was just another form of neglect. He was always working late, always tired, always more interested in his phone or the television than in her. She had stopped hoping for romantic gestures, for deep conversations, for anything beyond the occasional small talk over dinner. Then came Liam. He was David's son from a previous relationship, though Emma had been in his life since he was a teenager. Now, at 23, he had finished college and returned home for a while. Emma had always liked Liam. He was polite, kind, and had a quiet confidence about him. But she had never really gotten to know him beyond the occasional holiday visit or phone call. When Liam arrived, the house felt different. He brought an energy with him that had been missing for years. He noticed things, when the faucet was leaking, when the groceries needed restocking, when Emma looked tired. Unlike David, who took everything for granted, Liam offered to help without being asked. One evening, as Emma stood at the sink washing dishes, Liam came up beside her, rolling up his sleeves. "I got it," he said, taking the plate from her hands. She laughed softly. "You don't have to do that." "I don't mind," he said with a grin. "Besides, I like being useful." It was such a simple statement, but it lingered in Emma's mind long after the dishes were done. She couldn't remember the last time David had stepped in to help without her asking, without a sigh of inconvenience. As the days passed, Liam and Emma settled into a rhythm. They talked more about life, about his plans, about things Emma hadn't talked about in years. He asked questions, genuinely interested in her thoughts, her dreams, the things that made her happy. She realized, with a quiet sadness, that she couldn't remember the last time someone had cared enough to ask. David, of course, barely noticed. He came home late, barely speaking to either of them before heading straight to bed or zoning out in front of the TV. One afternoon, Emma was in the backyard tending to her small garden when Liam stepped outside, a glass of lemonade in his hand. "You work too hard," he teased, handing her the glass. Emma took it with a smile. "I like it. It's one of the few things that's just mine." Liam sat down on the edge of the porch, watching her. "You should have more than just this." The statement caught her off guard. She looked up at him, but he was staring at the horizon, his expression thoughtful.
She sighed.
"Life doesn't always give you what you deserve." "No," Liam said, turning to meet her gaze. "But sometimes you have to take it for yourself." His words stuck with her. That night, David was snoring on the couch, oblivious to the world, while Emma and Liam sat in the kitchen, sharing a quiet meal. The house felt warm, peaceful, like it hadn't in years. Liam set his fork down and looked at her with an intensity that made her heart race. "You deserve to be happy, Emma." The words were simple, but they unraveled something inside her. She didn't know what the future held, but she knew one thing for certain. Liam had shown her more kindness, more care, and more love than David ever had.